Happy Tuesday, Jules. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Um, just so good to be able to jump on here with you guys and share my heart for just a second, something that the Lord spoke to me last week. So I think it was last Wednesday. The weather was just like really like cruddy. It was gloomy outside. There was no sunshine. It just felt it didn't feel like May, right? And even today, it's like cooled off, it's a little bit cool outside. So last Wednesday, I was just feeling like, and you don't realize how much like the sunshine like really can like help boost our mood a little bit, or else it does for me. Because I love the summer. I love to be able to get outside. I love to be able to raise my windows. I like sitting on the porch. I like being outside, and I look forward to that season. So when I'm in the months of May, I'm expecting to be able to do those things. I shouldn't have to try to find a sweatshirt right in May. And so things in a season and then they don't come to you like you think, you can quickly become disappointed. Amen. Are you with me? And so when I'm expecting these things like raising the windows, going outside, not wearing sweatshirts, it being warm, and when that didn't happen, I began to feel myself like withdrawing. And I know that may sound silly to you, but the Lord was using a natural reflection of the things of the Spirit showing me this. And as it was so cool last week, I just felt myself the best way I can say it is just withdrawing, backing up. Like, I just want to go to the couch and grab a blanket and sit down. Like, this is just, like, I don't like this weather. And so, it's time like to plant flowers and buy flowers. And I love doing those things. And so it was like, I just felt this withdrawal, like backing up, like this is just not right, and the weather is just off and it just feels depressing. And so I finally decided in the afternoon, we were going to go and get something to eat, Chad and I, where he was off that day. And then kind of the day changed or whatever. And he was like, he's like, just go to Maysville and go get you something. And I was like, no, I don't think I want to go. I'm just going to forget it. And he was like, no, just go. Victoria's asleep. You just go. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I thought I'm going to go get me some coffee, and I may go to Lowe's and see what they've got, and I'll just do that. And so as I was driving to Maysville, I was just thinking about this, and the Lord was ministering to me about the season that you're in, the season that you're in. So seasons are temporary seasons. Some seasons have some things and other seasons have other things, right? And so what was so aggravating to me was that it was like, it's just not been warming up like it should have, right? It's been cool. And so that was beginning to like irritate me a little bit. Like, I want to get outside. Like, I'm tired of being cold. Like, Lord, I'm ready for some sunshine. But as the Lord began to show me, and this word is for somebody, for me, for the church, for whoever, that whatever season that you are in, and if you're not seeing the fruit of what you are expecting or what you're wanting or what you're desiring or what you are looking for in the season, if it has not manifested, that should not cause you to waver or to go backwards, but to continue to be faithful in his word, to continue to be faithful in prayer. Don't stop until you see it. So what did I do? But I got in the car and I went to Maysville and I went to Lowe's. And what did I do? I bought some flowers. Okay. Because guess what? I know that it's coming. I know that I'm going to be able to plant flowers. I know that that's coming. So I'm going to go ahead and buy the flowers because it's coming. And I'm going to go ahead and keep my eyes on my promise for this season. You understand what I'm saying? It's flower season. So therefore, even though it didn't feel like flower season for those past few days, I'm going ahead and buying them because I know that it's coming. I know that this is what I'm promised. So I have to keep my eyes fixed on my promise. I have to keep moving forward instead of, backing up and feeling drawn to the couch. Let me get out and let me put the promise into a visualization, write the vision and make it plain. Keep your eyes up on that. Does that make sense? And I know if this sounds silly to you, but understand the spiritual revelation of what God was trying to tell me. right? And so I went and I got a few flowers and I got my coffee and I was just praying and spending time with the Lord. And I immediately just began to feel better because I began to get my eyes back on the vision of the season. I began to get my eyes back on what I knew was coming. It's not about a flower. It's not about the coffee. It's about what God was showing me and helping me to see and to remind someone else in your season, right? If we're not going on what we feel, we always preach that. We say that we're not going on what we feel or what we see because we will be deceived, right? It's cool outside. Yes. I'm deceived because that's not right for May. That doesn't seem right for me. Now I know we're not going to be pouring sweat in May, but I mean, even on all my Facebook memories that come up, and things like that, it was like I had already had all this stuff done outside, and it had been warm, and we've been doing all this stuff outside, and it was like, that's not been happening this year. And so I have the promise that it's coming, but I have to put my vision to it. I have to go ahead and say, I know this is what's coming. So I'm going to go ahead and sow the seed, right? I'm going to sow the seed. I'm going to buy the flowers because I know it's coming. And so, and then even later that afternoon, I went and Connie and I went to the greenhouse and I even got some more flowers. And I began to start to think about, okay, here's what I'm going to do for my porches. Here's where I'm going to plant some things. I began to put it into motion. I began to keep my eyes focused up on what was the season was going to be bringing. Does that make sense? And so as the weather began to warm up the next few days, that was really nice, and to have some sunshine, so nice. And but listen, today it's cooled back down a little bit, but you know what? I still know the season that I'm in. I've sowed my seed in the season. I'm keeping my eyes focused up on what I know it's going to bring. I will not be discouraged by how it looks or how I feel, but I will not back up. Here's the word that the Lord is trying to say. I will not back up or withdraw in this season because I don't see things manifest how I want or how I feel. You see, the enemy will try to trick you, and he's done this to me before. Well, you're not feeling all the feels that you do. So are you, he will try to put things in your mind. Guess what? I don't go by what I feel. Even if I don't feel the shakes and the shouts 24/7, doesn't mean God's not still right here with me. He still is. That has the shakes and the feels has nothing to do with it. Those are great and wonderful. He's still here. I will not be confused in my mind by those things, because see, that's what the enemy does. He gets in your mind and tells you those things, and then you begin to come in agreement with them in your mind. You're like, oh, well, I don't feel all the shakes and I don't feel all the warm and fuzzy. So have I backed up? Oh man, I'm really defeated. I've just gotten down. And then it just goes from there, and you've put yourself backwards, and you weren't even backwards. God was still right there, but you will not always feel that way every single day. Can I tell you that? Let me educate somebody. You will not always feel the way the services we've been having in church, phenomenal, right? But there are days you won't feel like that. But guess what? That doesn't mean he's not still right here. That doesn't mean you're still not in communion. That doesn't mean you're not still dwelling. There's just some days that are different, but he's still there. And you need to continue to be seeking him, praying, worshiping, reading your word, doing what's right. I think upon these things. Think upon whatever is true and noble and lovely and praiseworthy. Think upon those things, right? Because I've had so many times where I thought the enemy tries to torment you with like, oh, well, you're not feel. We can't go by that. You got to sow your seed in your season, keep your eyes up on what God has promised you, and keep moving forward in your season, because we know you know the promise, you know the expectation for the season. But if you don't have the vision, and if you don't keep your eyes up on him and the word, you will lose it. You will back up and withdraw to that couch instead of going and buying the flower and starting to move and knowing it's what's coming. Because if you put the seed in the ground, you're going to have a harvest. And what you sow is what you will reap, right? And so that's a reminder. That's what the Lord is saying. We have to move forward, which this just dawns on me, the word from Bright Align, acceleration. That also has to do with moving forward. That just dawned on me. Moving forward, accelerating in him, which also confirms what I had said several weeks ago about the water and moving. We've got to keep moving, keep stepping out, keep moving in the river. There's been two different instances that I've preached on that, moving in the water, right? The one night that I couldn't stop walking back and forth in the church, that ties in with acceleration, moving in the water, and then stepping out 1 foot at a time in the ocean, stepping out, going forward, moving forward. This all confirms acceleration, and I didn't think about that until just now. So it's the time, And the word for the season. We've got to keep moving. Keep your eyes up on the promise for the season. Sow your seed of whatever you are expecting, and continue to exist with him. Continue to keep your hand to the plow every day, not on what you feel or what you see. And even if it doesn't feel like it did yesterday, he's still there. He doesn't move. He doesn't move. It's not him. It's us. So you keep doing what you know to do. Let every man work out his own salvation and his own thing, because not every day looks the same in my life for my time and my communication with the Lord. But I'm still going to communicate. I'm still going to seek him and dwell with him. So I hope this encourages you guys today. I hope you guys have a blessed and wonderful day. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.